What up? Welcome to Cool Kid TCG. Here we have an interesting matchup today of Purple Luffy versus Starter Deck Green Uta. We get this hand. We're gonna decide to keep it. We have the Zoro Juro, we have Gum Gum Giant, we have a Law Searcher. We won the Dice Roll. We're going first. Green Uta is a deck that we've seen a couple times, but has a lot of film cards in it. That's kind of its archetype. It really sticks to the film type. But yeah, we have an interesting hand. We're kind of just missing a Luffy Tar. That's all that would make this hand pretty perfect. We have a Nami blocker if we need it, a Zoro Juro, a Songoro, and we get the Law Searcher off the top. So we start off with a Law search top 4 for a Straw Hat. We could grab another Zoro Juro, but I'm looking at my hand. I don't have any 2K, so that's why let's add the Uso Hachi, a 2K. And yeah, so that's how we go about that. Hopefully next turn we can draw or find a Luffy Taro off the Zoro Juro search. She's going to start off with 2 Dawn. And here's, I believe, where I think she makes a misplay because she's going to tap 2, I believe, for Trafalgar Law. Yes, taps 2 for Trafalgar Law. Law has an interesting ability that I believe you have to tap 2 Dawn and you can return that Law and play something else, but she doesn't tap the 2 Dawn or return the Law. I just let it go, but I probably should have read the card because I think technically this is a misplay. She got to play out the Uta blocker. So we ramp to 4, we swing 5, and then we get to search top 5 with Zoro Juro, and we're going to grab the Luffy Taro. So yeah, our hand's looking great. We did our ideal play. We Zoro Juro to grab the Luffy Taro, and we're at 4 Dawn. The Law has 3k power, and the Uta is a blocker as well that has 4k power. She's going to tab 1 for Neon Genesis, which is a searcher. Searches top 3 for a film. And if she hits a film, she gets to restand to Dawn. But this is a rare whiff in this deck. Uta runs a ton of film. So, yeah, the odds aren't very likely. So, very unfortunate for her. So, she doesn't get to grab anything, and she doesn't get to restand that Dawn. So, unfortunate for her. Now, she has 3 Dawn. Uta's leader ability is if it has a Dawn, when attacking, reveal the top card. And if it's a film, you can add it to your hand. She's going to put 1 Dawn on the Uta and swing 5 into life. I'm gonna give her the 1k. Now she swings 5 into life again, and I gave her the 1k. And now she's gonna put 2 Dawn on Law and swing 5. And I'm gonna give her a 2k Uso Hachi. Again, I think maybe there's also a misplay. I didn't read the cards. I probably should have. But I think that Uta can restand itself, or at least restand the Law. So again, 2 slight misplays. 1 benefited her, 1 probably didn't. So I swing 6 into the 4 and clear it, and then I swing 5 into the 3 and clear it. Let's just get rid of her board. And then now we're going to leader effect, ramp to 7. Luffy Taro into Songoro. So everything's going ideally for us. We turn the Dawn, and we play the Songoro out. So now our board's looking really good. Our ideal first curve. I think this is the absolute ideal curve. Law Searcher into Zoro Juro into Luffy Taro Songoro. And she has no board. So that's great. Uta's a deck that can spit out a bunch of cards depending on if you hit crazy combos. Like there's a Luffy 7k blocker that can play like a Brook that can play a Nami, for example. So there's ways that it can spit out a bunch of cards. She's going to put 2 onto leader and swing 7 into life and use leader ability to look at the top 1. And she reveals, she's checking to see if it's a film type. It is a film type. I believe it's one of the events. It might be Where the Wind Blows. So then I gave her the 2k, 1k. She then taps 4 or 3 to play I'm Invincible to restand the Uta, and she can swing another 7, or she could put that last Dawn on and swing 8, which she's going to do. Swing 8. She does not get to do leader effect again because the leader effect's once per turn, but we do take the life. So now we draw. I believe we drew into another Luffy Taro. We are at 8 Dawn. So our board's pretty wide at this point. We can probably start off with a 6 with Songoro to affect the draw a card, see what we draw. We draw another Gum Gum Giant. I believe we have 2. 2, we're at 8 Dawn. We could ramp and play the Big Mom. We could Luffy Taro, or we could just put all our Dawn out and swing. I think that's what we're going to do at this point, because I don't want to ramp and play a Big Mom if I don't have anything to put away. I'd rather wait. Let's go to 10 Dawn tomorrow, next turn. There's nothing really that scares me that she could play. She could play the Hody Rusher. I swing 7, she gives 2k, 1k. I swing 8, she takes. And at this point, I believe 7 standing Dawn. I could just raw play the Luffy Taro, but I don't like that I play. So I'm just going to swing everything out. Let's swing 7 into life. We're not in a position where we could lose the game next turn. She gives us 2k, 1k. But we are decimating her hand with all these 7k swings. I decide to swing 6 into life, and she takes. I keep 1 up for Gum Gum Giant just in case she decides to play something. I mean, I probably should just put swing 7 with the law. But I wanted to keep my board. I wanted to keep the Luffy Taro in case she decided to Dawn up and swing into that. And her hand's pretty bricked. But we have the Big Mom. We have the Luffy Taro. We have some interesting plays we could do. She taps 7 for the Hody Jones. Hody Jones is a very strong card. Gains Rush. On play Rush. You can rest 2 things. The only thing a target she has to rest of mine is the 1 Dawn. So I'm resting the 1 Dawn. And then she has to take a life. So yeah, she's just we're just going through the whole effect, making sure like, hey, I only have 1 thing I can rest, and this is the 1 thing is the Dawn, and then you have to take a life. So she takes that, and it has Rush. So she gets swing 8. I don't believe she has any standing Dawn. Well, she has the 1 Dawn from last turn that's still on leader. Or maybe she put it on there. But either way, she's going to swing 6 into life, leader effect. And we don't have any counter. So we could... Oh, she swings into the Law. So she swings into the Law Searcher, which is great. And then now she's going... She adds a Sanji 2k to hand off of leader effect. And now she's has a swing of 8. Depending on where the swing goes, we could Gum Gum Giant. Or we could just take... She swings 8 into life, and we take. So we draw a 2k. At this point, we're at 10 Dawn. I believe she has 1 life, no blockers, and just about 4 or 5 cards in hand. And we have a bunch of swings. So we're going to start off with a 7 into life, and we're going to draw a card. We draw the Law Searcher. She gives us 2k, 1k. And at this point, I think she has 2 cards in hand. So we're going to swing. We can do this many ways, but I decided let's start with a 9 to life, and she takes. And at this point, we have 8 standing Dawn, and we can put it all on Zoro Juro and swing 14 for life. And I think math ways, there's no way she could get out of that. So 14 in life, good game. Yeah, interesting matchup between Uta and Purple Luffy. We won the dice roll, went first, got to see our ideal curve, and kind of just rolled from there. I don't think this Uta player got to specifically see the combos they were looking for. But that's how it happens sometimes. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know if there's anything I missed in the comments. I know there was a couple misplays. I probably should have corrected them, but I didn't realize there were misplays in the moment. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Leave any questions, comments, concerns, like, rate, subscribe. Thanks, appreciate you, and see you next time.